It sucks to be you. You win. It sucks to be you.
I feel better now.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the show tunes that make us feel seen.
There's gotta be something better than this. There's gotta be something better to do.
Number 10. Forget About the Boy, Thoroughly Modern Millie. Millie Dilmount is figuring out how to be a modern woman in a world of expanding opportunities.
No canary in a cage for me. This canary's ready to fly free.
The irony is that she's dealing with the same everyday detritus in her personal life that everyone can relate to. As Millie vows to forget the guy she's fallen for, her fellow stenographers do the same.
And hallelujah, now me and Mr. Long are through. I'll find myself another beau who I know is no rover.
But if you have to sing about them, you're definitely not over them. Forget About the Boy rings true to anyone who's ever spent heartsick days trying to get over a breakup or even an unrequited crush. You just spend more time thinking about the person in the process.
Forget about the boy. Forget about the boy.
Number 9. She Used to Be Mine, Waitress. The stifling but comforting ordinariness of opening up feels familiar to anyone who's just going through the motions of life.
The day starts like the rest we've seen, another carbon copy of an old routine. Days keep coming, one out, one in, they keep coming.
But Waitress goes pretty deep on the danger of just getting through life instead of living it. She Used to Be Mine is the emotional climax of a story about an expectant mother who's given up on so many of her dreams that she barely knows who she is anymore.
For a chance to start over, rewrite an ending, Lord, too. For the girl that I knew.
You don't have to go through what Jenna's gone through to relate to her heartstring-tugging ballad. In fact, you don't even really need context. There's something about the way she speaks of her past self that's terrifying, devastating, and shockingly recognizable to anyone who fears their best days might be behind them.
To bring back the fire and light, this big girl who used to be mine.
Number 8. If I Were a Rich Man, Fiddler on the Roof. Well, the relatability's right there in the title.
So what would have been so terrible if I had a small fortune?
Who hasn't daydreamed of massive amounts of wealth? Bonus points if you've done it while you were supposed to be working.
I wouldn't have to work hard.
Tevye, the humble milkman of a Ukrainian shtetl, isn't asking for much. In fact, he doesn't even seem to be asking for all the money in the world.
All day long, I pity, bum, if I were a wealthy man.
He just dances with unbridled glee at the thought of himself as the wealthiest, most important, most benevolent, most leisurely man in his community. It's the kind of fantasy that runs through your head when you buy a lottery ticket or just can't wait for the end of a soul-draining shift.
Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
Number 7. Corner of the Sky, Pippin. Themes of belonging and the search for meaning will never go out of style. At the start of this twisted fantasy musical featuring a troupe of ominous performers, we meet Prince Pippin.
Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be for my spirit can run free.
Disillusioned by royal life, he knows his purpose in life is outside the walls of the castle and his princely duties. He vows to find his corner of the sky.
So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I'll have it all.
This yearning for freedom outside the unfulfilling life he knows isn't just reserved for medieval royalty. It's one that many, if not most, people share when the limits of everyday life become too boring, too demanding, and too painful.
Gotta find my corner.
Number 6. Waving Through a Window, Dear Evan Hansen. Love it or hate it, this Tony-winning musical speaks to some sticky emotional territory. Whether its depiction of anxiety disorders or adolescent ennui gets you, Evan Hansen's introductory song hits at some deep-seated stuff.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me.
His intense shyness, feelings of inadequacy, and social displacement feel ripped right out of the low self-esteem greatest hits playlist. It's not just about fitting in, though. It gets at the fear of being completely invisible to other people.
On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window.
Waving Through a Window is equal parts sad and charming, but it's also filled with moments of existential panic. If you can't relate even a little, take it as a sign that things are probably going pretty well for you.
Is anybody waving? Waving! Waving! Whoa!
Number 5. I Can Do Better Than That, The Last 5 Years. The opening number, Still Hurting, packs a punch, but we give an edge to this other song.
Thought about what I wanted. It wasn't like that at all. Hey, Carol and a cute baby sweater, thinking I can do better than that.
Many can relate to wanting to get away from their hometown and people who are settling for a life we don't want. Yeah, it's judgmental, but in the way it's easy to be when you're freshly an adult, and there's so much you want to do and see.
When we get to my house, take a look at that town, take a look at how far I've gone. I will never go back, never look back anymore.
As judgmental of other people's lives as it comes across, I Can Do Better Than That is more about the person singing it than it is about the people whose lives they don't envy. It's about how easy it becomes to attach dreams to new and exciting opportunities, whether it's a new job, a new home, or a new romance.
We can do better than that.
Number 4. What do you do with a BA in English? It sucks to be me. Avenue Q. Buckling under the disappointments of life?
When I was little, I thought I would be a big comedian on late night TV. But now I'm 32, and as you can see, I'm not.
The stuffed denizens of Avenue Q are right there with you. There are few things that signify the millennial experience more than realizing a bachelor's degree is not exactly the investment it was supposed to be.
I can't pay the bills yet, 'cause I have no skills yet. The world is a big, scary place.
Luckily, this early 2000s musical captured that realization exactly. This isn't just about a useless English degree. There's all sorts of disappointments and crushing reality contained in its painfully funny lyrics.
Sucks to be me.
Me too.
It sucks to be me.
It sucks to be me. It sucks to be Brian.
And Kate.
To not have a job.
There are layoffs, resentments, professional drudgery, and the fading feelings of hope about what your future would hold. And we can all relate to that feeling that, at the moment at least, our life just sucks.
We live on Avenue Q. Our friends do too. Till our dreams come true. We live on Avenue Q.
Number 3. 9 to 5. 9 to 5. Dolly Parton managed to create the ultimate anthem to how soul-crushing a job can be.
Tumble out of bed and stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, yawn and stretch and try to come alive.
9 to 5 follows 3 employees who live out every worker's fantasy. They kidnap their boss and make sweeping changes to their workplace that make everyone's lives much easier.
Brighter day, and we'll keep looking toward it, and we'll buy that dream soon as we can just afford it.
The title song is a toe-tapping ode to the raises we didn't get, the promotions we were passed up for, and the employers who seem to enjoy making our lives harder. This one might be cheating a little bit, considering the song and the original movie have been around for much longer than the stage musical, but it's a certified bop.
It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. Then you spend your life putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5,
Number 2, Maybe This Time, Cabaret. Although it didn't actually appear in the original Broadway production, this track is probably as well known as Cabaret's title song.
Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before.
Maybe This Time hit so hard with audiences that it was integrated into the show's score after its appearance in the 1972 film. The song sees Sally Bowles summing up her losses in love and life, but still hoping that things can turn out differently.
Everybody, oh, they love a winner, so nobody loved me.
Her optimism in this moment verges on delusional. But who hasn't had to fool themselves into seeing the bright side when things have fallen apart? There's a reason this one is covered so much. Everyone knows what it's like to feel like a loser at one point or another.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Being Alive, Company. Stephen Sondheim's concept musical about marriage follows 30-something bachelor Bobby hemming and hawing over settling down. His first act closer, Marry Me a Little, feels like a deeply relatable halfway point.
Want me first and foremost, keep me company. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready.
Yes, he wants to fall in love, but he also doesn't want to commit to anyone.
Someone you have to let in. Someone whose feelings you spare. Someone who, like it or not, will want you to share.
But it doesn't work that way. Bobby's long-buried hopes and dreams for a life partner come tumbling out of him in the show's climax, Being Alive. It's a statement of purpose. Ultimately, he wants what most of us want in a relationship: the good stuff and the irritating stuff.
I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive.
What Broadway song makes you feel seen? Give us some recommendations in the comments.
All my life I've always been poor. I keep asking God what I'm for, and he tells me, gee, I'm not sure. Sweep that floor, kid.